Alrighty, hi everyone. Today's day, let me check. Day 24. Yeah, day 24. Had a long day today, so I don't expect this video to be very long. Just want to get on here and just solve this last problem on Q real quick. And, yeah. Let me go share my screen. Let's see if we got any comments or anything I can respond to. No comments to yesterday's video. Holy moly, loud. Nothing here. Let's check this video 2 days ago, 3 days ago. We already answered. Alright, cool. I appreciate everybody for the support. It means a lot to me, so yeah. Let's get back to this. We were on Q's. So this was a question that we're on. I'm gonna try my best to solve it because I'm super tired. All I'm gonna do is solve this and end the video. So, yeah. By the way, if you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, feel free to connect with me. I just made a post recently, so this is me right here. You want to connect with me, Wadi? It would be pretty cool if you want to connect. So yeah, this is me. Anyways, hit me up on LinkedIn if you want. Yeah, matchmaking Q. So remember, Q is last, first in, leave, feel. Wait, what is it's so last. But yeah, first in, first out. Assignment. So in locked in, users that are funding companies can join a matchmaking queue to find potential co-founders for their projects. We'll use Q class. We'll build management. Notice a search and remove method. So yeah, I saw this earlier today. Right here, search and remove. The queue, it breaks the rules. If item not in self items, return none. Else we're gonna self items, remove the item, and then return. So we'll go back here, assignment. Complete the matchmake function that simulates users joining and leaving the matchmaking queue. Joining and then leaving the matchmaking queue. The function should take a queue instance and a user tuple. A queue instance and a user tuple. So the way it should do is so the queue, so Ted joined the queue, so Ted expecting to return no match, actual expecting queue. Barney joined, so Barney, Ted, no match, expecting to return no match. So actual queue is that, my actual is this. So what am I supposed to return? Did I press submit or run? Yeah. Oh, okay, because there's a lot of test cases here. So what am I supposed to return? Joining and leaving the matchmaking queue. The function should take a queue instance and a user tuple containing the name and action, either join or leave. So Bob join, Alice leave. Okay. Okay, the user tuple, based off of what I remember, is in a tuple I could just do something like this, if this is possible. I don't know if this is possible for I and user. Is this possible? Print. Alright, well, does that work in a tuple? Bob join. Nice. Wait. Bob equals. Okay, I'm not understanding. So the function should take a queue instance and user tuple containing the name action, either join or leave, right? Join or leave. For each call to matchmake, one, if the action is leave, search the queue for the user. If the action is leave, search the queue for the user and remove them if they're in the queue. Thing is it one by one? See, check if the queue has at least 4 users in it. If so, pop the first two users from the queue and return the following string. Where user 1 is first user popped and user 2 is and return the following string. That's why I saw that down there. If there were less than 4 in the queue, return the following: no match found. Ted, no match found. So that means if there are less than 4 users, okay, Ted, no match found. Barney, Ted, no match found. Marshall, Barney says no match found. Now there's 4. So then we have to see Marshall. So we have to lastly check the queue. Okay, where is this? The first, so it should be Marshall, Barney, Ted. The next one, Ted match with Barney. So I guess this one and this one. Match with Barney. Now you have Ruin, no match found. Okay, I get it. So you want to do matchmaking with 2 people. If it's less than 4, you can matchmake. Right. So how should we do this? It's like, okay, so user. This should print join. So if I do, okay, if the action is leave, if user 1, if user 1 is equal to leave, let me sec. There we go. Okay. If the action is leave, search the queue for the user. Oh, sorry. The action is leave. If user in queue, Q, we're gonna pop search the queue for the user and remove them if they're in the queue. So I guess we're gonna do if action is joined, if action is joined, if the user push, so we're gonna do q dot append user. We should just it's not saying, it's just saying Barney test, so it's just getting the names, so we should just get the 0, pop and move, I guess 0, if that makes sense. So if I say x equal to user dot pop, no, that wouldn't make sense. No, that wouldn't make sense. If I do okay, let's just leave it for now. If it's wrong, then I'll fix it, test some stuff. But lastly, check if the queue has at least 4 users in it. So if len of q is equal to 4, does it check if the queue has at least 4 users in it? If so, pop the first 2. See, that's something that I gotta learn. So pop this and then pop that. Pop Marshall measurement. So if I do x dot pop -1 print pop 1, will that give me Marshall? It would give me Marshall. If I do 2, will that give me Lily? It would give me Lily. So if I do if consider, then we want to do last user equal to q dot pop -1. Now if I do this here, second last, we're going to do -2, then return say Marshall matched with Lily. So we'll do F Hopefully that works. And then the last thing to do. Wait, I didn't even check this. Dang, nice. My Python skills are up right now. User one. Okay, where user one is the first, user probably is the second. If there were less than 4 users in a queue, return. Okay. If len of. Okay. Okay, whatever. I'm not even problem. If the len of queue is less than 4, we're gonna return no hash. Fail. Queue have no object event. So what I have to do, push object type queue has no len. What? Oh, that's peak, no? I might be wrong. I forgot what peak does. What does peak do in how to find the length a queue? Queue size? Dude, they've never taught. They didn't even teach this, bro. So I guess peak is wrong. Peak is when you check the last. Kind of weird. I don't like this. They never taught this. If this is the solution, then they didn't even teach how to do that. So I'll see. This queue size is bullshit then. Find the length in the queue. What I have to do a for loop and add? That's the worst shit ever. Do not tell me that. Bro, I promise you they didn't even teach you the right methods, bro. Fuck, they did. Shit. So peak returns an item ahead of the queue. Size. Queue size. Damn. it's not going in. See what it's passing. Not doing this. It's not doing that. It's weird. Oh. So that's why they talked about this. The search and remove. It's breaking the traditional queue rules, but that's why they... Okay. So... I see, so this is just gonna be the last user saying, like, I don't know why I did the -1, -2. I see that issue. I see that issue. Now the issue here is this, like, no, fuck you, that's wrong. So this is the issue. If user 0 in queue, so what I call the search and remove, I don't know how this works. Not sure if that's gonna work. Fail. I just literally copied. I didn't even understand. I don't know how to do that. Wait, the function search remove isn't defined for him, but you know from the prompt that it is a method of the queue object. If queue is an instance of queue, how would you call those methods? So queue dot. Oh. So queue dot. method name and then the method name. I don't get it. If the actions leave, search the queue for the user and remove them if they're in the queue. So, curious. I run that as fill. It's missing one argument. The item. User will work because then, yeah, no match is found. So we're not looking for the user because the user's giving me this and that. So we gotta do 0. Oh, I get why. Holy shit. Okay, let's see the solution. So name. That would've been way easier. And then you just know if action is leave, Q search, remove the name. Remove the name. If action, Q push the name. If Q is greater than or equal to 4. Loki should have done the greater than, but it says specifically if it's has 4 users in it, so that's why I did 2 equal signs. Then we do user 1, user 2. I seen that. I put -1, -2. That there's no need. I see why, and then boom, that worked. I don't think this was necessary because then right here we could put else return. That would make sense because if it was less than, we just return with no match. So this if statement is low-key a waste. I'm gonna count that as a 80% W. Whatever. Alright guys, that was today's video. I'm exhausted, so see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully a longer video. I'll probably do like 2 LeetCode problems. 2 LeetCode problems on YouTube. And yeah, we'll see what's up. Alright, let me switch. Alright, I appreciate you guys for watching. It means a lot to me. See you guys tomorrow.